A warm welcome back to the Forensics Unplugged channel. So today we're going to be swapping out the EVAP, the petrol removal recycling system in a Porsche 996 C2 with an N96 engine. If you're getting symptoms of when you run the car and the car gets really hot, you give it a good run and then you leave it for about 10-15 minutes and it struggles to start, or you're getting low fuel efficiency, or you can hear a whistling noise like blowing over the top of a Coke bottle, very subtle, coming from that region of the car, the driver's side in UK or the passenger side in America, then behind that footwell, behind the wheel arch liner, is this thing here. Okay, so to take it off, we are going to take the wheel off first, and then we have to take the arch liner off. So I'll do this semi-real time. I've knocked the nuts off just to make it a bit quicker. Now I'm actually gonna go and buy a new one of these, but I've got a breaker one there, so I figure it's only a 10-15 minute job. It's only a 10-15 minute job, so why not just put this in and I'll know if actually buying the new one was worth the money. Although it'll be hard to tell, but I'm going to do it. I just made the decision. Once you make your decision, you stick with it. But I'd recommend you go and buy a new one, because these are full of charcoal and the petrol runs through them and they filter them. So 30 years of having petrol and fuel vapours through it and all that, the charcoal body breaks down into mush inside there. They smell of petrol. And my one, I think, is definitely blocked. So we've got this off. Let's just jack it up a bit more. Make sure you're on the jacking points. I disturbed my seal, so I've just picked off all my sealant that I've got on the edge. I'm going to remastic that. My dodgy paintwork. Have I got that locked off properly? Let's jack that right up. I'm not going under the car, so I'm not going to worry too much about this. Now, in terms of getting that arch liner off, you're going to need a 10mm socket to take these off. Do you need to take the entire arch liner out? Possibly not. I'm going to try and do it without doing it. Yeah, there might be some screws under here as well. So does that have to come off? I think that does as well. A little torque nut there. I don't know if I've got all the standard nuts in here. So I'm going to take this arch liner out and come back when we're at the EVAP. Okay guys, I'm back. Car's jacked up. Just taken 1/2. Oh, I've lost me torch. That's typical, that is. Well, I'm doing a video. We got back up. So I've only done half the arch liner. I might need to take the whole arch liner out. You can see if you go in there, you've got to pop both of those off. One's slightly squodgier than the other one, a bit more awkward at the back. There's a bolt there. On mine, it's a 12mm bolt. And of course, you've got one connection on the top, which is another vacuum pipe, which goes onto the top of that. So you've got to pop that off, and then once you've done that bolt, it slides off there and then pops out of those bungs and should come this way and come out. So should be able to do it without taking that arch liner off. If in doubt, take that arch liner off and get it out of the way. I'll keep the camera rolling. You can hear me swearing and all that sort of stuff. And I'll see how it goes. We just see how this goes. Let's think about this. So let's get that bolt off first. I thought this should be a 10, but on mine it looks like a 12. Gotta love all this stuff. Keep all your bolts there, tools there. Right, so that's bolts. Now let's see if we can do these bottom ones. Yeah, it's going to be a bit fiddly. Got a bit of purchase on that. Oh, Jesus. Jesus. This is why. Well, you might want to... I want that off first, really. Oh, you swine. You swine. Where's that top one? Well, that top one's hard to reach. So maybe we should pull this out. Oh, what's that? A washer. I don't know what that washer's come out of. Oh, I see all that. Geez, that does not want to go. Just looking for a little pinch tool. Pliers aren't going to pinch it properly, no. I think just got to keep going with that. Jesus, you little fuck. I don't remember that being that hard to get off on, Dan. Oh, there he goes. There he goes, okay. It's not too bad. Well, that's getting strong fuel back. But I assume that the fuel goes that way. So why can I blow into that? Maybe I can't. Don't worry about that for now. Right, so that's the first one off. I've got a feeling this second one's going to be even worse. There's some vacuum lines attached to this. There we go. Once you free those feet out the bottom, is that going to come out? Is that going to want to play ball, or is that going to go wedgy? There we go. Right, that's good. Now I've got access to this bigger soft one, which is a bit more... that is a bit harder to get off, this one. Oh, you swine. I can't get that grip on it. I can't get that grip. Swine. This was a pain to get out. I'm hoping eventually I'll be able to get access to the top vacuum pipe. Where the hell is that? Where the hell are you? Oh, that's right there. That should be reasonably easy. I can get my fingers on that. Oh. These have been on here for a long time, which makes them difficult to remove. My head's not under the car, don't worry. Ah, gotcha. There's a will, there's a way. Right, so I'm held on now by one pipe, I think. Oh, you bastard. So, can I get over the top of that with a screwdriver? Or am I going to mash it? Come on. Oh. No, you swine. I think I need like more pressure on it. Pliers aren't going to do it. These might. Come on. Gotcha. Gotcha. Yeah. So a set of these can pinch it a bit more. That's a bit of a pig. Right, so that should drop out now. Yeah, so there's no other connections on there. Gotcha. So that was okay, that was all right. Actually, that feels better than mine. That feels a lot better than Dan's one. Feels more shaky. Less petrol-y. That looks newer as well. And it had a non-standard bolt in there. So I bet that's been done. If that's been done, that means someone's been messing around. See that? That feels a bit more normal. What you'd expect from a charcoal canister. Who knows? I don't know actually, I kind of feel the same. Yeah, just go ahead with the plan. That one's just cleaner than this one. They have dates on them. Doubt they would they? It'd be very useful with a part like this if it had a date on it. Let's just get the lock on it. No, it's a part number. I don't know if anyone knows if there's any way of finding the dates out on these, let me know. So this is our replacement one. Is there anything I need to be careful of? I just need to make sure the vacuum lines are plugged back into the side. There's no other connection points. So that should just go in. And if we do the opposite of how we took it out, really, or kind of. So it's going to go in like that. Get that in position. This is annoying, awkward. Trying to get that torch. Well, you need good light. Messing around with a Mickey Mouse torch. That can't be. I should have made a note of where that was. So we've got two pipes to clamp onto the side of this. Where are those runners? There they are. Right, so you've got one there. That's it. And that should pop in next to that other runner. What's going on with that? There it is. Right, that's in there. Don't like where that's. Doesn't feel quite right. Oh. Is it only one runner? I think there's only one runner on that top piece because there's something in the way. That's in the correct place. You won't get much coming out of that. Right, move this around till you find those bung plugs. And it should just eventually jump forward. Well, it should be roughly in position there. I want to get that top one on before I forget. I should have done that a bit earlier. You Wally, I should have done that earlier. It's got to be in those bungs. That's in. Yeah, that's plopped in. So we're all back. We're on the hook. Everything looks tidy in there. So it's not a difficult job, this one. It's just a bit of an awkward location for working on the deck. But everything is, isn't it, on these cars? You're always on your arse. Right, coming undone. Right, that's tight. Like that, and wobbling. Right, so we've done that. Right, let's just have a think. So that's in. She's a bit dirty in there. Maybe clean that. Oh no, don't worry about washing it now. Just want to make sure it starts. There's no weird noises or anything. My hands are a bit sooty, so I've got to be careful. Getting these dirty. Let's just start out. Let's have a listen to this. It's not going to be doing much at the moment. So that's all good though. Let's turn that off. So there's a chance right there that has fixed the problem. A very good chance that's fixed a problem. So I'm going to put this back on. I'm just going to reset my mileometer and go for a little drive and see if my fuel eco is up a little bit, get a bit of heat into it, and then come back. Okay guys, so I'm back from a test drive. Can't really say on fuel economy, it's still around 23, but it needs to go on a longer run. It should get up to 22.8. I can't hear the whistling noise coming from there now, which is a good thing. Seems to be running great. It's got back. It was a 15-20 minute run. It's up to, it's a hot day. I've left it 5 minutes, so this isn't an ideal test, but sometimes now it'd be a bit rough starting possibly, although you tend to have to leave it a bit longer to make sure I'm out of gear. Bit of roaming idle, but that's not too unusual, it's okay. Bit of low idle on the startup, which is normal. So there's nothing there's nothing bad there. It's hard to say. It's hard to say, really. Time will tell. They always sound like a bag of spanners when you start them up. Okay, so I just wanted to do that. I'm going to be getting the new one in a few days and putting it in. But I think there was some benefit in doing that. Just I don't know what, but there we go. It's an easy job.